The main event, of course, Wilder and Ortiz. How you see that?
You know, I like Wilder in the fight, but overall, I look at Ortiz and he got in shape. It looks like maybe one of the first times in his life. You know, he comes from another country. He's happy to be in America and so forth. But I think he looks like he really trained for this fight, and he looks a lot better shape than I've ever seen him in. And it should be a hell of a fight, I think. With these two guys going at it, both are great punchers. They can knock each other out. There's definitely they definitely both have power, you know. So it's who gets there first.
So do you think that kind of strength and conditioning stuff is going to make Ortiz better than he was for the first fight? Because he is 2 years older.
Yeah, 2 years older, but much better condition. Looks a lot better. In much better condition, better shape, and it looks like he's really coming to win this fight. So I mean, you know, let's face it, he has one more chance, and this is it.
Floyd, who you see winning this rematch tomorrow night?
Between who?
Wilder and Ortiz.
Same man. Same thing.
Same thing.
Earlier this time?
Huh?
Earlier this time? Earlier in the rounds?
I can't say about the rounds. I can say that about the one I
Did it last?
called
It'll be the one.
will be the one.
You see Wilder as the best heavyweight, Big Floyd? You see Wilder as the best heavyweight, or Fury, or Ruiz?
Well, it ain't no fighting like it was. It was no fighting like it was when we was coming up and stuff. It ain't like that now. So right now, the guys right now, I call it half-ass fight.
In the heavyweight division?
In all divisions.
Okay. What do you see in this fight?
I pick Wilder. I mean, for things that it's kind of hard to prepare for a Wilder. You know, I mean, with his athleticism, with that big right hand. And I think for Ortiz, for Wilder, in terms of Wilder, he can find guys that can emulate an Ortiz style quicker than Ortiz can find someone to prepare, you know, for a Wilder style fight. So just on those things alone, I think that Wilder will be more. Wilder will surprise Ortiz more, and he'll win the fight.
Do you think Wilder does things in there that we don't give him credit for? Because everyone likes.
Of course,
yeah.
Of course. He's doing things that that traditional fighters, you know, won't do. You know what I mean? But he also has eyes because he has a great trainer in Mark Brilliant, where he knows what his opponent is doing. So people think that it's a method to the Wilder madness. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what his camp says.
He's all over the place, but he knows what you're doing. He knows what your next move is. You just don't know what his is.
Yeah, because it looks like that IQ might be a little underrated when you watch the tape. It looks like he's kind of setting traps for the right. He's not just out there.
Sean Z, you point out a good point. That's what I'm seeing in him. I mean, you know, you don't become, you know, arguably one of the baddest guys on the planet on accident. So I don't take anything from Ortiz, but I think Ortiz just has a traditional style that Wilder was able to prepare for. Right. Again, after seeing him the first time and then able to come back and prepare, I don't think that the Ortiz camp has the same ability in Wilder's fight style.
One thing they do got in Ortiz's camp, though, is Larry Wade. We know him out here in Las Vegas.
Coach. No, I think that Ortiz is going to come prepared physically. He's going to be prepared mentally. But from a style standpoint, you won't actually get a chance to see Wilder till you get in there because it's no sparring partners that can emulate that style to prepare for it. But the opposite with Wilder, you can bring in somebody to emulate Ortiz style. They might not be as explosive, but they'll have that same style of fighting.
So you see it knockout around what time, or a decision maybe even, or?
At this level, I mean, even though I'm picking Wilder with the way they sling that leather, you know, I think it can be a knockout at any given time.
Right.
But I tend to lean more with Wilder.
Right, because Ortiz can punch too, so it's probably going to be a knockout, right?
Yeah. It'll probably be. be safe to say it'll probably be a knockout.
When you look into this rematch, do you see it ending earlier, or do you think Ortiz makes it a tougher fight this time around?
People always say to me, yeah, you can be outboxing for Wilder, or people always say it in general. And then he can land a shot in the last 10 seconds. Yeah, guess what? He can land it in the first 10 seconds as well. If he lands flush, there's a chance of the fight being over. But last time, I think fatigue was a big factor for Ortiz. So it's an interesting one. That's what we're all here to see.
Well, he's made a lot about the new conditioning coach he has, with Larry Wade, great strength coach. But is that at his age enough to...
Strength and conditioning is good to a certain degree, but it's going to boil down to tactics. If he gets his tactics wrong, he's getting knocked out. Simple as that. Strength and conditioning coaches are great, but doing an extra 10 press-ups ain't going to win him this fight. Simple as that.
Would he be best suited to not try and start this fight quickly against Wilder, to kind of take his time in there, or do you think he should jump on it?
What he has to do is he has to try and make Wilder put his right hand back in his pocket, so to speak. When he fires it, he needs to fire straight back at him and say, listen, you miss and you take a risk, I'm catching you. If you use that to make Wilder put his right hand back in his pocket, he stands himself with a better chance.
If you had to wager it though, Ben, who is
Wilder?
Early, late, middle?
Around mid, between 5 and 8. But listen, anything can happen. Like I say, anything can happen. If he gets a bit too complacent early on and doesn't set things up and takes a risk, Ortiz can time him and counter him. If he sets things up and he's smart and times it right, he can get the fight done early as well. So it's an interesting one.
You got Luis Ortiz fighting on Wilder again.
Well, obviously, Deontay's in a lot tougher than what Tyson's in. Ortiz showed in the first fight that he's still very, very capable. He found a way to land that left hand on Deontay in the first fight, and he shook him up for a round. But Deontay showed a champion's heart by surviving, coming back, and then putting on display his uncommon one-punch knockout power and getting him out of there. Personally, I think the rematch will be a lot easier for him. I think, yes, I really do. I think that Ortiz has looked very cumbersome in his last couple of fights. Both of them went the distance. He looked like a fighter who was starting to show his age. Some people will say, well, he never really had the big challenge in front of him, so for him to get up for. But the opponents that he was in with, I think he should have made the fights a lot easier.
Wilder Ortiz rematch. Do you have a prediction on how that fight goes about?
I still like Wilder. I think Wilder is going to win again by knockout. I can't tell you what round, but look, Ortiz is a really good fighter. He has the potential to go the distance. He even has the potential to win, as you saw in the first fight. But I think with the adjustments that Mark Whelan is going to make, I think Wilder probably will be so much better than the first fight.
How do you think the rematch will be?
Well, Ortiz comes to fight. He's one of my favorite guys. I think that Deontay is just getting a little bit better each time. So, and Lord knows he has that one quitter hitter. So, I just see it being going in the same direction, being the same circumstance, and Wilder's going to come up with the win.